The Capitol here is just drowning in hypocrisy, this in the immediate aftermath of the death of Antonin Scalia. First of all, there should have been at least a day of coverage about the passing of this great legal mind, this leader of the conservative wing of the Supreme Court, a guy who not only was a great scholar, but also was a figure around town, went to Georgetown parties, liked to hang out with the press, the left-leaning press. I've noted that I had a chance to chat with him at the last White House Correspondents' Dinner, where he was Katie Couric's guest. And it seemed to me that maybe 20 minutes after we all found out that at the age of 79, Justice Scalia had passed away in Texas, then immediately there was this political debate and media debate online, and it spilled over onto the websites and, of course, cable television about whether or not President Obama should name someone to replace him. With a year left in his term, less than a year, the president obviously has the right to do that. On the other hand, the Republican-controlled Senate has made quite clear, in the words of Mitch McConnell, don't send anybody up, or if you do, we're not giving him or her a vote. That's going nowhere. And what really bugs me about this is everybody knows that this is just partisan maneuvering and that it's packaged as principle, but it's anything but. If there were a Republican president right now at this point in his term, and there was a Democratic-controlled Senate, the Democrats would be saying, there's no way we're going to vote on this nominee. And the Republicans would be saying, of course the president is entitled under the Constitution to have a vote on his nominee for the Supreme Court. And we know this is true because both sides have taken opposite positions in the past. Chuck Schumer, who's the incoming Democratic leader, he's been out there saying right now that Mitch McConnell is wrong, and of course President Obama's nominee should get a vote. And yet, in 2007, when we were heading toward the end of George W. Bush's term, Schumer said, except in extraordinary circumstances, the Democratic-controlled Senate at that time should not vote on any other Bush nominee if there were to be another opening for the Supreme Court. On the other hand, President Obama, who obviously wants a vote, once joined a filibuster, a Democratic filibuster against Sam Alito when he was a senator in 2006. So everybody's been all over the map on this. It's all about partisan advantage. And the only thing I think is that if McConnell wanted to stop, because this is a very important seat, obviously, and if a very liberal nominee gets chosen, it's a huge swing from the aggressive conservative jurisprudence of Nino Scalia. But I'm surprised that McConnell didn't at least wait until Obama put forth a name, because then the Republicans could at least pretend to give that person a hearing, then say, we just don't approve of whoever the nominee is. We don't think that they're fit for the court. Instead, it turned into an abstract political battle. And I understand the feelings on both sides, but just stop wrapping it in constitutional principle. What both sides are trying to do is to get an advantage on the court, which is now deadlocked at 4-4, and the idea that it's anything other than that, or that they would take the opposite position if the situation was reversed, nobody's buying that. We all see exactly what's going on here.